Welcome, everybody, to the NFL Weekly Pick'em Show on the Grueling Truth Radio Network. The NFL Weekly Pick'em Show is brought to you by MyBookie.ag. You know, ever since I started doing this podcast, people have been asking me for advice. Who you picking, the Eagles or the Panthers, Chicago or Baltimore? Well, let me tell you this, where you're betting at is just as important as who you're betting on. So that's why I always tell people to go to mybookie.ag, where I won $111 on a parlay this week. MyBookie has been in this business for years, and the reputation is rock solid. They do 100% cash bonuses. They pay off quicker than anybody else does. I mean, I had to bet on Sunday. I had the money today. So I would highly recommend using this over any other place we've seen. Our promo code is NFL Picks. And like I said, you get a 100% bonus. So right off the bat, you're making money for doing nothing. So you know who's going to win, right? You might as well lay down some cash with MyBookie.ag and win big today. I am your host for the Week 6 NFL Pick'em Show, Mike Goodpaster. And right now I want to welcome in all my co-hosts. First off, the big winner of the week, Brian Schmidt, who was 10-4. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing great. I just poured myself a nice glass of very expensive cognac because I won this week, and I'm ready to go.
All right. Next up, we had second place was me and Alex Golden, both at 9-5. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing great. You got my last name right to start the show out with, so we're on a good start.
I only screwed your name up once ever, all right? Jeez. I've screwed a lot of people's names up a lot longer than that. All right, so since you're going to take shots at me, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to third place. Matt Andruscavage, 7-7. Matt, another rough week.
Well, yeah, another rough week, but I had it all planned out like you had last year. You had me all set up for a parade by the Racine Fire Department in Wisconsin. I didn't get to do that this week, though.
Yeah, there's no parades this year. I mean, it's just moral parades, which means in our hearts we're having a parade. Yeah. Wow. All right, next up, probably the most disgusting display of picking I've ever seen in a given week. Last week's winner, Oz Davis, decided, hey, what the hell? I was great last week. I might as well suck this week. So if Cognac goes to the winner, what does somebody that goes 4-10 do?
No, I've got to say that's bizarre that I only got 4 because I'll tell you what, no joke, I am not lying. I went to mybookie.ag, no joke. Okay, I played various bets all across the board on 5 different teams. Okay, I won 4 of those, and I only lost the Buffalo Bills by 1 point.
All right, but you also on the show picked Tampa Bay, who lost. You picked the 49ers, who lost. You picked Pittsburgh, who got beat.
I won that bet.
You did get the Chargers pick with me, right? But you picked Buffalo, who lost. You picked Tennessee, who lost. Do you want me to keep going? You picked Oakland, the only person to pick Oakland. They lost. You picked the Rams. They lost. You picked Dallas. They lost. You picked Houston. They lost.
Okay.
You only got 4 right now?
No.
Okay, so let's start it off. Brian, before you get too drunk to give us any coherent thoughts, what was your big takeaway from this week?
Good Lord. Pittsburgh, bad, really, really, really bad, bad.
All right, I think we got your point, Brian. Matt, what was your big takeaway from Week 5?
Well, frustrated with my team's inability to get a win. It was a pathetic showing for at least the first half, and it was sucky to see them come all the way back and then still lose. But I think the one good game of the day, the Packer game, I don't know how Dallas screwed up the coaching in that last drive. You can't give Aaron Rodgers a minute 20. He's just too good. That was the best game of the day, and the Kansas City Chiefs are they're really good. They're fun to watch.
All right, Alex Golden.
Well, I just want to say to Matt that, my Colts tried to give you that game. We did everything
I know.
to win it. And you couldn't take it from us. I mean, it was, I kind of give Mike
right there
credit for leaving. I think everybody else in the stadium wanted to leave too.
But in all seriousness, I think we got to look at the Eagles. This team is possibly the best team in the NFC right now, and they got a tough matchup coming up next week, and I think that'll be a fun one to see between them and the Panthers. But their team just looks locked and loaded, and I'd be afraid of the Eagles because the NFC East is all theirs right now.
All right, Oz.
Well, I was going to make some snarky comment complaining about my team, but I'm going to respond to what Matt said right now. Everybody's saying today, you can't give Rodgers like a minute and a half or whatever. Look, the point is that they had the ball in the fourth quarter, the Packers did, for 2 minutes, 15 seconds, and they outscored the Cowboys 20-10. What do you do? It's a lot more than just giving him the last drive of the game.
Well, you run the ball on second down instead of throwing it on the last drive.
Yeah, that was the key play.
Right.
They win the game, I think, if they do that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But don't you also think the reason they're throwing the ball on second down is because they're afraid of Aaron Rodgers? Kind of like Matt Ryan
Well, if you're afraid of Aaron Rodgers,
Shanahan
why would you give him
for
time?
Atlanta against New England last year.
But what? Okay,
for some reason, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady
Rodgers.
put so much pressure on you, it makes you do stupid stuff sometimes.
Okay, I get it. If that's what you mean, then yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, that's what I mean. To me, it's easy to sit here and say you do this, but in the middle of a game, sometimes everything moves really quick and you screw stuff up, especially if you're going to someday be the 49ers head coach because...
Hey, you could always be Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, who now has won 2 games this year, which is probably as many as your team will win all year.
Congratulations. That's
the
really
Bengals
good.
will make the playoffs this year. The 49ers will not.
What's that dude Tom Sula doing nowadays? Does anybody know?
Jim Tom Sula, he is cutting Matt's grass.
Oh. Okay.
He is the Redskins defensive line coach.
Oh, okay.
Same thing. All right, my big takeaway was this.
And he cuts
the
my grass on the
NFC
side.
East, to me, I think the Redskins and the Eagles are the 2 best teams. I mean, everybody came in thinking it would be the Cowboys and the Eagles, or Cowboys and Giants, but the Giants are atrocious. The Giants need a new coach. But they need a new GM, too, because Eli Manning went from being a surefire Hall of Famer 5 years ago to now who knows because they haven't been able to put an offensive line or a running back behind him to help him out, and it makes him look really bad. But my take is kind of the same thing, Alex. I think Philadelphia is really good. Their one loss, I think, was by 1 score at Kansas City. The Chiefs are good, but I think overall when you look at this is still wide open for any team with 2 wins or more because I don't think that the NFL has ever had more parity, or I don't even know if it's a new word, maybe averageness, than they have right now.
Mediocrity?
Yeah, but I wanted a new word. Averageness. I'm going to start a Wikipedia page for it so people can say it's not a word, and I'll say, yeah, it is. It's on Wikipedia. All right, the first game this week, Thursday Night Football, has a good game. Doesn't happen all the time, but it happens this week. We get the Philadelphia Eagles at the Carolina Panthers, and since he complained all week last week about getting all the crappy games to pick first, Alex Golden, Eagles at Panthers.
Well, thank you. It's very nice that my complaints have been heard and that I get to pick first. This is great. I mean, awesome. So this is actually going to be a really good game, and I think it could go either way, but with my opening statement about the Eagles, I can't really pick against them, so I'm going Philadelphia in this one.
All right. Oz Davis, what do you got?
Well, I can pick against the Eagles. Here's the argument. The Eagles are 4-1, but the teams they've beaten are combined 5-14. The best team they've probably beaten this year is Washington. I like what's happening in Carolina. I like how I guess you have to credit Shula, Mike Shula, the offensive coordinator, for shifting the game plan and letting Cam Newton improvise a little bit. I'm going Carolina here. Carolina's a 3.5 point underdog at home. No, they're the favorite at home. Okay, 3.5 point favorite at home. I'll take Carolina minus the point. They're going to win.
All right, Brian.
I can't go against the Philadelphia machine right now. Yeah, they may have not played teams with great records, but when you watch them, that's a really good football team.
It is. It is.
And I really think this is going to be a true test for them and a chance to really show who they are as a football team. And I can never be sold on Carolina. Carolina can look great at times and then just look terrible at other times. I'm just not sold. So I'll go with Philadelphia.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think Carolina is consistent enough. I'm surprised at their record. I give them credit for especially the last 2 weeks. But I think Philadelphia is a team that's really put together very well, and I think it's going to cause some problems for Carolina. And I think Philly wins this.
All right. Since last week, I think there was like 4 or 5 times everybody picked one way and Oz went the other, and I think Oz only was right one of those times.
That's why I was like 4-12 or whatever.
Yeah, 4-10. Yeah, it was bad. If we relegated, you would now be on like the Rouge, White, and Blue. Hey, but you are, and everybody can hear that every Wednesday night.
Relegated. Ouch.
But yeah, I'm going with Philadelphia. I think they're a complete football team. I don't think they have too many weaknesses. They can run the ball now. Carson Wentz is better than Cam Newton right now. I'm never been a fan of Newton. I don't think there's much he could do to make me a fan of him. I think he's a little bit of a baby. I mean, if you just look what he said to the female reporter, whether it's right or wrong, you don't say it. I mean, come on. Now, my question here is this, though. What did you think about his comments, Oz, about the female reporter?
Oh, come on. It's lame. I mean, what's your argument? What's your argument there? She never played the game. This is said about a lot of people that are women. You know,
but it's also said about a lot of guys that are men. I mean, I remember hearing NFL players complain about Howard Cosell because he never played the game.
Yeah, but see, that's lame. That's lame. I think you can do something. Look, I believe in the critic. Okay? I believe that you don't have to be a movie maker to talk about movies intelligently and have something to say about them. For example,
but why is it a big deal that Cam Newton said
that? Well, it's a moronic thing to say. It's a moronic.
Yeah, but let's face it. If you want to talk about sexism, is it not sexist for ESPN that 90% of everybody they hire is, a young female with big boobs?
Wow. Yeah. They say they're trying to level the playing field on that.
Yeah, but they don't level it for fat women.
Well, I don't know. What are you going to do? Take them to court? I mean, seriously.
Everything else gets taken to court. But,
wow, Cam Newton's not going to get taken to court. What did you think? I mean, what is everybody else's take? I mean, just because I'm the token, lefty out here.
Yeah, Alex, you're the opposite of a lefty. You're an Indiana, so you're a righty. What's up?
Well, what do I think? I don't really care, to be honest with you. I think it's pretty impressive that he still played pretty well, even despite the fact that he had all this other off-field stuff going on with him. I mean, I know you don't like Cam Newton. You just said that, but he's a pretty good football player.
Yeah, he's terrible.
But you have to think about this. There's been other athletes, not just NFL players, that have had issues with women in their position. Let's look at the NBA a little bit. Chris Paul had his issues with Lauren Holtkamp, one of the female officials, and he made comments and got fined for it. So I don't know. I think sometimes men just have their entitlement against women, and they just don't know how to hide it sometimes. And whether it be that or it be just them not having experience on the field, we've seen Jalen Rose go at Skip Bayless on First Take because he's never played, and he made fun of him.
Well, you know what? Everybody should go Skip Bayless because he's a dipshit.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's got nothing to do with sports.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Jalen Rose is right on that. Anything anybody says bad about Skip Bayless or Stephen A. Smith, I'm on board with.
Yeah,
because I think that's two women that have never played the game also.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into that, but...
I mean, seriously, can anybody see either one of them put the helmet on and going out and hitting somebody?
Oh, my God.
I don't know. Skip Bayless will talk his way out of it.
I'll take that nobody can. All right, Brian.
Which one? If we're going to talk about this, I'll be honest. I think it was a stupid comment that got completely blown out of proportion because too many people are too damn sensitive on every little thing that somebody says. I know women that wouldn't know a hitch route from anything, but yet I know
women, guys that don't do.
Yeah, exactly. But I know it was a comment. It was it a stupid comment? Sure, it was a stupid comment. But at the same time, my God, that we have just become a country that everybody is way too damn sensitive on anything that gets said.
All right, now let me go to Matt real quick so we get his opinion. But Matt, don't you think a lot of this has to do with soccer? This country was a lot tougher until our youth started playing soccer in like the 60s and 70s.
That's probably true. I have a completely different take on the Cam Newton thing. I heard something on the radio where a sports host from the D.C. area, this issue came up like immediately after it happened, and he has a friend who's an NFL scout, and he said to him, he goes, "What?" He goes, "Now you've seen a lot of these players. You've seen a lot over the years. What do you make of what Cam Newton said?" He goes, "Honestly, I think he was high." And when you watch the film, you watch you watch him, he looks high. I think it's entirely possible.
Now, wait a second. We have an expert here. Oz?
Yeah.
Was he high?
Nope. I am down with this opinion. I am thinking of seriously. I am thinking of the clip. I am thinking of the clip right now. The dude is like half lidded. He's like, kind of. He's got the half smile on his face. I mean,
right.
He could easily.
Look at his reaction to that.
All right, so to hell with it. We'll just ignore this from now on because he was stoned. Next game, Chicago at Baltimore. I'll pick this one first. I'm going to go with Baltimore, but I hope Chicago wins. Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Baltimore.
Oz?
I really tried to find an argument for Chicago here, but I have to go Baltimore. I have to be a wuss and go Baltimore.
Alex, you want to go ahead and jump on that Bear train again?
No, I don't want to do that because I don't want to hear you talk about Mitchell Trubisky anymore because that was just a little bit crazy last week. But
what was crazy?
Yeah,
his name was Mitchell. He can't play quarterback. Go ahead.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to pick the Bears because I can't because it would just be a dumb pick, and I'm not going to make a dumb pick. I'll go with the Ravens, but I'm rooting for the Bears.
So are you saying the fact that I made some slightly offhanded comment about Mitchell Trubisky's why you picked him last week?
No, I think I picked him before you said that.
Okay, because I was hoping it was because I said that, because then I just kind of bully you around with what I say from now on. All right, the next game. Matt Andruscavage, favorite team in the whole wide world, the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, and I will pick the Baltimore Ravens.
Don't worry about it. You already picked them. I already wrote it down. Go ahead.
Okay, great. The Packers and the Vikings. When Dalvin Cook was there, I would have taken Minnesota. I think Green Bay's on a bit of a roll right now. I'm going to take the Packers. I think they're going to find a way to win this game.
Well, I think the bigger problem here is Sam Bradford ever going to play again?
Yeah. Sure
if Sam Bradford played, I may pick him because Minnesota, I think, has a better coach.
He played yesterday and he was atrocious.
Yeah. But, all right, Oz, I'm going to go with Matt. I think Green Bay is going to have too much. I don't think Case Keenum can score enough points to win this game, Oz.
I can't, in good conscience, pick a team that has Case Keenum and Bradford on it. I mean, I'm supposed to back a team with two Rams castaways? I'm not pulling for it.
That seems like an Oz pick if I ever heard one.
Bradford's a good quarterback, is Jeff Fisher, so.
Well, I guess. I mean, he hasn't looked too good lately.
He's been hurt. He looked good before that.
Yeah. I guess I got to go with the Packers. I mean, why is there a line on this game yet?
I haven't seen one yet. I think because of the injuries.
Yeah,
3.5.
3.5?
Okay.
Green Bay,
I'll take
3.5.
the Packers. Yeah, I'll take the Packers.
I'd jump all over to Green Bay and give it just 3.5.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, Brian.
Yeah, I went the Packers last week, and it did well for me. I'll go with the Packers this week.
Alex?
You should already write this down. I told you I'm an Aaron Rodgers fanboy.
Okay.
That's right.
That's why you have no problem with a guy named Mitchell. Next game, the San Francisco 49ers at the Washington Redskins, Alex. Don't hurt Matt's feelings.
No, hurt Matt's feelings. Let's get this over fast. We're all picking the Redskins.
Yes.
Is everybody picking the Redskins?
The 49ers saved Chuck Pagano's job with that horrible punt. Did you guys see that fake punt the Colts tried to pull?
Well, Pagano always pulls out the best trick plays.
I was going to say, I thought you were saying the Niners did that. I thought that was the Colts that did that awful throw it across the field.
Did it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The 49ers, by losing that game, saved Pagano his job.
Yeah, and the thing is this, though. When is Andrew Luck coming back?
He will not come back this week. Wait, I actually have the.
I heard November.
He will not come.
9.
Well, he's already. I understood that he was already practicing with the team, but this week. Oh, damn! I don't have the quote. It was a very colorful quote saying, basically, there's no chance in hell he's going to play this week.
Yeah, no, they already ruled him out this week. He said that his arm strength's not there right now, so.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think it's going to take a couple more weeks. So I'd say week 9 at the earliest that we'll see.
All right, everybody's picking Washington here, right?
Yep.
Might as well speed this up. Next game. This is a good matchup. The Detroit Lions at the New Orleans Saints. Brian?
I'm going to go with New Orleans at home. I like Detroit, but New Orleans at home is always a different team, and I think they will pull this one out.
All right, Alex?
Yeah, that's going to be a tough game. I think this is probably going to be the toughest one that I have to pick this week. I like New Orleans coming off of a bye, so I'm going to pick the Saints, but the Lions are still pretty good at football, and it wouldn't shock me if they came in there and won that one.
All right, Matt?
It all depends on Matt Stafford. I mean, what are you guys hearing as far as his injury?
Yeah, that was a big thing for me because what I heard today was they weren't real sure if he was going to be able to play or not.
If Matt Stafford's there, I mean, he won there, I think, last year. And I like the Lions in this game. Even the Saints coming off the bye week, I still don't think their defense is very good. They're going to give them a heck of I think it's going to be one of the best games of the week. If Stafford plays, I'm going to pick. I'm going to have to go with the Lions. But you know, if he doesn't end up playing, I would have picked the Saints.
Okay,
but
but
Lions will be my pick.
Take a pick on Tuesday.
Yep, Lions are my pick.
The Lions are your pick.
Yep.
All right, none of this moral victory stuff. If somebody else plays, you say, "Hey, I had the Saints."
No, I'm not going to change my pick. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah, I think it would take a lot to keep Matt Stafford out of a game, anyways. But Oz.
Yeah, the Lions are 5-point underdogs. Now, I know this is in New Orleans, but it's like the Lions lose a game and all of a sudden Matthew Stafford can't play in a dome. I mean, Matt stole my line about how he won here last year. I mean,
yeah, but he is injured, so.
I don't get it. Well, still, I'm going to gamble that Stafford plays this week. I'm going to gamble that the Lions win outright, and I would even say that you go the over on this, whatever it is. I think it's 50. Go the over.
All right, well, I'm going to say you and Matt are nuts. I'm going to go with New Orleans. I think the Saints are playing well. Their defense shut out Jay Cutler. So if you're shutting out Jay Cutler, you know you got a high-quality defense.
Oh, yeah.
The next game. All right, yeah, I'm definitely going with the Saints here, though. The next game, we got Miami at Atlanta. Alex Golden loves to pick the big, tough games. So, Alex, Miami at Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Is anybody not going to pick Atlanta?
Yeah, why are we not speeding this up, man? Atlanta's coming off the bye.
Well, because, I mean, Oz, you like to pick stupid picks sometimes.
No.
Atlanta is going to absolutely smoke them.
Not this one. Come
Is this in Atlanta, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
11.5.
my God. This is a slaughter.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Does anybody think Cleveland can beat anybody, much less at Houston?
Well,
No.
This is this. I just
It's
wanted
a
to
bad
say
game.
that this is the saddest game of the week. This is the saddest game of the week because the Browns are always sad. They're going to start somebody who's not Colin Kaepernick or their draft pick. And for
Oh,
the
my God.
Texans,
What's up with the Colin
Colin
Kaepernick thing? You do
Kaepernick?
realize
What?
Kevin Hogan's a really good quarterback. I like Kevin
Why
Hogan.
did they
Kevin
need to
Hogan
get
played
Colin
really
Kaepernick?
well every time he's been put in the game.
Man, I'm still pimping him.
Good
I'm
God.
still pimping this. No way. No way.
But you can pimp it all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that Kevin Hogan's done a good job when he's played. So I think that the fact that you've done that, plus you've drafted Deshaun Kaiser really high, makes it kind of, I don't want to say something really bad here, but kind of moronic to bring up Colin Kaepernick with the Cleveland Browns. I mean, I'm sorry, but they've got Kevin Hogan who can play. They're paying a lot of money to Kaiser, who they got to find out if he can play. What does Kaepernick add to this situation?
This is true.
I mean, to me, with
it's just
Kaepernick, you get a little bit of baggage, not as much as people say. But if you're signing Kaepernick, you're signing him because you think you got a chance to go to the playoffs and do something.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, why else would you sign him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that comes in and he starts.
Why would
He's
anybody
taking it-
sign him just to be a backup?
Well, I mean, to sign him as a backup, the one thing we don't know, and my only holdout question is how much money does he want?
Right.
Yeah.
Because to himself, he's an NFL starting quarterback. To another team, maybe he's a backup quarterback. But I'm sorry, you cannot tell me that the 49ers would at least have one win if Colin Kaepernick would have been kept instead of Brian Hoying, whatever his name is.
It's funny, the announcer actually called him Brian Hoying on
Okay, so it's Hoyer.
during the
All right, I
pregame.
really can't remember this because he's so bad I don't care to remember it. I mean, when I watch Brian Hoying, whatever his name is, play, I just get a little sick to my stomach.
Yeah,
He reminds me of Bill Ashburn, Brian.
What about Houston going forward? What about Houston?
Yeah,
what are we going to make about them going forward?
Well, in the division they're in, I think Houston still got as good a shot as anybody to win that division. I mean,
Houston and Jacksonville.
You got Deshaun Watson who can play. He's got weapons. The offensive line's all right. Defensively, last year they didn't have J.J. Watt, and they were still really good. Now you got Whitney Merciless. You got Merciless out now too. But I think Bill O'Brien's a good football coach, and it would not surprise me to see them still win this division.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I think Houston's got a real good chance just because Deshaun Watson is playing so well and they have enough around him. As long as they can continue to run the football, their defense is good enough. I mean, I don't think they'll do much in the playoffs, but I do think this team has a real shot at the playoffs.
Yeah, but Matt, if you look at it, I mean,
the AFC's not good anyway.
You can't really say they're not going to do anything in the playoffs because outside of Kansas City right now and maybe New England,
yeah, that's true. I can't argue with that. The AFC just looks really lousy right now.
Yeah, and let's face it,
Anything
you get an injury to an Alex Smith or something or a Tom Brady, it is totally wide open.
Right.
So I think we're to the point where any team that makes the playoffs on either side has a legitimate shot once they get there.
Right.
Because everything is so mediocre. But, all right, we're going to go. We got to take a break to check out mybookie.ag programs.
We'll get back to the podcast in just about a minute here, but first, football season is here, and if you're one of those fans of the NFL, the CFL, or college football who likes to make things interesting on game day, be sure to check out the offerings at mybookie.ag, a sponsor of the Grueling Truth Network. MyBookie reminds you that where you're betting is just as important as what you're betting on. MyBookie.ag offers the full range of point spreads, lines, odds, futures, proposition bets, and parlays on NFL, CFL, and FBS games that you'd find at any proper sportsbook online or off. They've also got the very trendy and exciting in-game live betting options as well. MyBookie offers all first-time players a 100% deposit bonus, thereby doubling your initial bankroll. And MyBookie accepts players from worldwide, including the U.S. and Canada. MyBookie.ag offers 24-hour multilingual customer service and chat, plus a handy app for your mobile device. Best of all about MyBookie.ag, though, is the payout time. MyBookie promises payouts to your account within 2 business days of request. So the next time you're wagering on football or baseball or basketball or soccer or any major sport, really, check out mybookie.ag, sponsor of the Grueling Truth. Use promo code CFBPicks or NFLPicks to get a 100% match bonus on your first deposit. That's promo code CFBPICKS or NFLPICKS. Thank you, and please always play responsibly.
Sponsors, so check that out. We'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, we're back with Week 6 of the NFL Weekly Pick'em Show, brought to you by mybookie.ag. I'm your host, Mike Goodpaster. Of course, we're here with Alex Golden, also known as Alex Gordon, Matt Andruscavage, Brian Schmidt, Oz Davis. So, Alex, New England at the Jets.
Well, Mr. Goodpaster, I'm going to have to go with the Patriots here.
That's as good as you can come up with. All right, go ahead. You're going with the Patriots. Put it like, is anybody not going with the Patriots?
I can't imagine.
Oz?
Boy, I wish
I took the Browns the last pick, right?
I wish I could take the Jets, but nah. Patriots.
What'd you say, Matt?
I took the Browns last pick, right?
No.
Over who?
Oh,
over the Texans.
Over the Texans.
Oh, come on, not even
totally
with those holes in
that,
the defense. Not even with the holes in the defense.
All right, Schmidt, you rolling with the Patriots?
Yes.
Alex?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
All right, next game, Tampa Bay at Arizona. Not a whole lot of great matchups this week, are there, guys? All right, Tampa Bay at Arizona, Brian.
I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. I think the trade certainly is a good trade for Arizona, but I still think it'll be a little bit too soon for it to pay off right now.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bucs also, Matt.
Yep, Tampa Bay is a better team. Arizona would be a little bit more formidable if they had David Johnson, but
please speak English.
I'll go with Tampa. And I believe someone already cleared this up, but
yeah, me. It's formidable. All right, Oz.
Oh my God. Okay. You got to go with Tampa Bay. I mean, Arizona's 2-3, but both of them.
I thought you were pooping for a second. Go ahead.
I thought you were going to say you got to go with Arizona.
I'm sorry. I was stoned and I was trying to imagine a guy named Mitchell talking about route. Sorry. Yeah. I was just going to say that Arizona is 2-3 and they got 2 wins in overtime over Indianapolis and San Francisco. No offense, guys. But you really, as bad as Winston is playing lately, you still have to go with the Buccaneers in this game.
All right, Alex.
Well, I'm going to be different, and I'm going to go with the Cardinals, and I don't really have any logic behind it. I just want to be different.
Right.
I often use that.
Yeah, so remember that, Alex. Oz often does that.
Oz is different, too.
Yeah, but Oz has been going to
Oz, first thing in the morning, is going to the clerk of courts or something and getting his name changed to Mitchell Davis.
The Oz is different, too. I like that. That's going to be like my Twitter bio, I think, in the future. Oz is different, too. I like that.
Yeah,
Thanks,
and if you spell it backwards, it's so.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, the next game, Oz, we'll let you pick it first because I think this is an interesting game. The Los Angeles Rams at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, oh boy. Wow, the Rams were disappointing last week, huh? In the second half, I have this statistic here somewhere. In the second half, because I went back and I watched it and I was just in pain, and then I went back and I looked for it. Yes, Jared Goff was 14 of 33 in the second half after second half adjustments, and also 2 interceptions and 1 fumble. So this is the problem, is that this was the first time I thought that they faced a real world-class defense in Seattle, And I really don't think Jacksonville is going to have a problem shutting them down. I think this is going to be a nice defensive game. People who like defense are going to like this game. But I got to go with Jacksonville. They'll probably be 7.5.
All right, Matt?
Yeah, I'm actually. I think I'm going to be going with the Rams on this one. I think the Jaguars are good. I like their defense and everything. I think the Rams are a little bit better than what they showed on Sunday, and I do think this is going to be a lower scoring game. But I think I like Todd Gurley and Jared Goff. I just don't think Blake Bortles is very good, and I think the Rams can do enough to stop Fournette. So I'm going to go with the Rams in a kind of an ugly game.
All right, Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm going to go with the Rams. I think last week, well, it wasn't a great performance. This is a team that's growing. And, you know, Jacksonville is not as good as what they did last week. And I think the Rams are a little bit better. So I think the Rams will win this.
All right, Alex.
I'm actually going to go with odds here. I'm picking the Jags. And the only reason I'm doing this is because you guys said it earlier, the AFC South is wide open. And if you look at the Jaguars' schedule, it's pretty light. And I think they actually have a legitimate chance of winning the division, which is shocking because I don't ever really like betting on the Jaguars to do that because they always fall apart. But with Houston's injuries on defense, I am concerned there. The Colts, obviously, you know, the only two teams they've beat are the Browns and the 49ers, so they're garbage, and the Jags still get to play them twice. And they still have the Browns and the 49ers on their schedule. So I think this is a very winnable game, and, you know, I think they're going to be pretty confident in themselves after the big win last week. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
All right, I'm going to go with the Rams. I think the Rams are a better team. I believe that Wade Phillips will do things to make Blake Bortles give them the ball. I think it'll be low scoring, but in the end, I think Wade Phillips is a difference. The next game, the San Diego Chargers at the Oakland Raiders. I'll go first on this one. I'm going to take the Chargers to beat the Raiders and continue the misery in Oakland. Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers as well. I think, you know, with what we're seeing in Oakland and not having Carr, I think that the Chargers will win this game.
All right, Alex?
Yeah, I'm going to go with you guys. I'm going to go with the California Chargers.
All right, Oz?
Jeez, I want to go with the Raiders.
Go with the Raiders, then.
Nah, I mean, look, you just do the regression to the mean argument, right? I mean, the Chargers aren't going to go 0-16. Oakland is vulnerable right
now. Well, they can't. They just won a game, Oz.
They won a game already, yeah.
Well, okay, they're not going to go 2-14. They're better than this is a 4-win team.
They're not going to go 9-7.
They're going to win a few. Oakland is vulnerable right now. Sure, I have to take San Diego / Los Angeles Chargers.
All right, Matt?
Part of me wants to go Oakland here just because isn't Carr possibly coming back on Sunday, miraculously?
Is he really?
I heard that. I heard he's coming back Sunday.
Well, then he's coming back Sunday.
Wow.
Take Oakland.
But
I think San Diego beats him even if he plays.
If that's true, I'd take him.
I don't know. To me, this is an ugly game either way. I realize there's a lot of turmoil in Oakland. I mean, I think the players are trying to fight the fans, or the fans are trying to pick a fight with the players. Yeah, it is pretty
Here
ugly.
it is, yeah. Jack Del Rio anticipates Derek Carr playing Week 6. All right, I'll switch. I'm going with the Raiders. I'll take the Raiders.
All right, I'll take. Now I know I'm going to take the Chargers. I was going to do whatever I didn't do on this game.
Wow! All right, Matt. I love that. Way to go.
All right, the next game. Let's see if there's any homerism involved here. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Kansas City Chiefs, Brian.
Not a bit of homerism at all. I'm going with Kansas City.
All right, Oz?
Ben doesn't have it anymore, maybe. Kansas City.
All right. I think the problems are more than Ben right now, too. Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Part of me wants to go Pittsburgh just because I've used to seeing this. I've seen them win these kind of games, but after what I've seen this year out of Ben Roethlisberger, I just can't go that way anymore. So I'm going to go with Kansas City.
Alex.
Man, I really want to pick the Steelers because I just feel like they're going to have a bounce-back game. And it's hard to pick against the Chiefs because they're 5-0, but they've got to lose eventually. Yeah, just go ahead and write me down. I'm going to go with the Steelers here.
All right. I'm going with Kansas City, too, and this sets up, I believe, a primetime game the next week where the Bengals will beat the Steelers and then move ahead of them the way God intended football to be played. The next game, we get the New York Giants at the Denver Broncos. I'll pick it first. I'll take the Broncos. Matt?
Good God. Denver's going to smoke them. They're not going to be able to protect Eli Manning to save their lives. That is going to be a bloodbath.
I don't think it'll be that bad, but you don't have to be so over-dramatic. Oz?
Oh, no, I think there will be blood in this game.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll watch it then. Oz?
I hope there's a bloodbath. I hope McAdoo is out after this thing in Denver. Denver wins this game. I can't believe the line's only 11.
All right, Brian?
I'm going to go with Denver.
Alex?
Yeah, I'm going with the Broncos. I'm not stupid enough to pick the Giants ever again.
All right, the last game of the week. Alex, we'll let you start it off since it's your team. The Indianapolis Colts travel to Tennessee to play the Titans. Do we have any Marcus Mariota updates, Oz?
I do not. Let me look, and by the time you get to me, I will have it.
All right, Alex, go ahead.
Well, go ahead and write me down. If Mariota plays, I'm picking the Titans, but if he doesn't, give me the Colts.
We don't play like that here. Is it Indianapolis or Tennessee? It's the risk you play with doing a show on a Tuesday night.
As far as I know.
And when you're wrong, it doesn't matter what happened. You're
great.
wrong.
Oh, this is helpful. Okay, so Coach Mike Mularkey said Monday that Mariota could be a game-time decision. So
Lovely.
Right.
Could be
a
game-time.
I'll go with the Colts. Give me the Colts. I got to go homer here. I'm picking the Colts.
All right. I'm going to go with Tennessee because the Colts are god-awful. The only thing worse than the Indianapolis Colts would be the Cleveland Browns, and the only thing worse than that, the San Francisco 49ers. Matt, who you got?
Oh, come on. We're not as bad as Cleveland.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with. No, we're not. I'm going to go with
Kevin
Tennessee.
Hogan plays, you're worse than Cleveland.
And it's funny you say that because I don't think I could really argue against it right now because we'd probably lose in overtime. But
Kevin Hogan
I'm going to go with the Titans either way. I think they're going to find a way to win with their run game. And if this was in Indy, I'd probably go Indy, but I'm just going to take Tennessee at home.
I'll tell you this: if I knew Mariota wasn't going to play, I would take Indy just because Jacoby Brissett's better than the backup in Tennessee.
True.
Oz, what you got?
Well, I'm going to take Tennessee based on what Matt said. They're the home team. And based on what you said, the Colts are god-awful.
Oh, yeah, because the thing that sucks is how would you like to be one of the teams that they beat because they're god-awful. Brian.
Take your shots, Mike. Get them in. Get them all in.
Yeah, I'm going to be able to get them in all year. It's not like I got to rush these things, Matt. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tennessee. This is definitely a god-awful team. And
it's a god-awful game, too.
Yeah, it's a god-awful game. So we'll go with Tennessee.
All right, guys. We've picked everything now. And this week, there's not too many good games available to pick. I didn't realize that until we started picking them, but there's not a whole lot here.
This is pretty bad.
All right,
what's the Monday night game? Colts, Tennessee?
Yeah.
That's the Monday night game? Oh, boy.
Yeah, Denver the Giants is the Sunday night game.
Oh, boy.
Good thing NBA
Thursday is good.
Who would ever think that we'd have wanted to see the Rams play the Jaguars on Sunday night or Monday night?
I wish they could get flexed.
Yeah, but they can't.
Steelers Chiefs, how is that not on Sunday night?
The what?
The Steelers Chiefs would be much better than
because the Steelers are god-awful, too.
No.
No,
yeah,
they're
the
not
Steelers
good.
are god-awful. Brian, are the Steelers god-awful? Because I saw a little bit of that Jacksonville game, and that was pretty god-awful.
Yeah, they were god-awful in that game, yes. But
You know, we've been doing this show for 3 years, Matt, and I don't think anybody has ever said god-awful. We've said it like 74 times in the last 28 seconds.
Yep, I think so. I think that is going to be the new catchphrase on our Pick'em show.
I hope not. It's god awful.
I don't think so. But, well, I mean, yeah, if you're talking about the 49ers, maybe you should change your 49ers show to the god-awful weekly show.
I might. I think we're gonna talk about that this week. We might.
The god-awful weekly show with Dexter Carter and Matt Andrews.
That's not out of the complete realm of possibility.
The god-awful show with Dexter Carter and Mr. Moral Victory.
Not this week.
The Moral Victory show with Matt and Dexter.
That was my first thought. We could go moral, or just overtime. We'll just call it overtime.
Yeah, see, I like that, overtime.
I got a good funny joke about the Lone Ranger, but I'm not going to tell it on air. But if anybody wants to hear it, stay on air after this, and I'll tell everybody. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get everybody's final thoughts. Alex?
Well, my final thoughts are this. This is a very boring week of football. I mean, it looks like it's going to be based on the game. So hopefully we're a little bit surprised, and I hope that I end up with more wins than you guys so I can catch up since I'm only 43 down.
Well, Alex, I'll tell you what, any week without the Cincinnati Bengals playing automatically makes the week really bad. Brian?
yeah, this is a bad week for NFL football, but hopefully, I hope I'm wrong about the Steelers pick. I hope they come back and play better. But really, outside of that, there's just not a lot of interest in this week at all.
No, because the Bengals aren't playing. I've already explained this to everybody. Oz?
Man, all you guys who say there's not much to look at this week, yes, there is. There's a lot of good bets out there. A lot of good bets out there. A lot of good possibilities. I like some of this stuff. Oh, boy, yeah.
Is that all you got, Oz?
Why? Do you want specific games I like?
Give us one game. The game that stands out to you the most.
Lions +5 at New Orleans. +5, I like that a lot. I like Dolphins +11, and Atlanta -11.5 versus the Dolphins. Surely
so you like to give the points?
Yes. Surely they're going to win by more than 2 touchdowns at home against Miami.
Yeah, especially since Miami can't score any touchdowns.
Yeah, those are just 2 of the possibilities right there. But I see a lot of good stuff on the board here.
All right. Matt, I think you're the only person that hasn't spoke yet, correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty much with you guys. This just looks like a really bad week of football. I don't really care about the gambling too much myself, but that's all good. But if you're just looking for pure football, I also don't see a lot here. I do think the Lions and Saints may be the best, or at least most interesting game, especially if Stafford's out there. But boy, this is not a lot to look at.
Rams-Jags? Rams-Jags?
Yeah, I like the Rams-Jags game.
And the Thursday night game. Let's not forget the Thursday night game.
Yeah, the Thursday night game's a great. The Thursday night game may be the best game.
Yeah, it should be good.
And then don't forget,
maybe 3 games.
I mean, the game I really want to see is Washington Redskins hosting San Francisco 49ers.
It's going to go into overtime.
Awesome. Because the bad thing is this. I mean, you can't get a moral victory against the Colts, so you were kind of screwed if you didn't win there, Matt.
I know. I'm not looking forward to this, but
and then I got scared because you guys were like down like 17-6 or something, and I texted Schmidt like, "No moral victories this week." LOL. I love watching the 49ers. But see, I'll admit that I did that, so I didn't do it behind your back. I just told you about it.
Yeah, well after the fact. Thanks.
And then they come back, and I'm thinking now I'm going to have to hear how they're going to win 8 games and may sneak into the wild card.
Oh, yeah. You would never hear that from me.
Oh, Oz?
Yes?
Clarification? Fact check? Would we ever hear that from Matt?
Oh,
come on. Claim we're going to the playoffs.
You're
beating the Colts.
underestimating the man. He's not that delusional. Come on.
Oh, he's close, though. But
they might win 8 games over the next 2 seasons.
All right, well, next week this is all going to be about the real rivalry, which is me and Schmidt, the Bengals and the Steelers. Isn't that not right, Brian?
That would be true.
And the leading receiver for the Bengals in that game may be Pac-Man Jones, the way Big Ben's playing.
That may be true also.
See, I'm a Bengals fan, so whenever something goes good 2 weeks in a row, I got to milk it. The bye week was perfect because that means 3 weeks in a row where nobody can touch me. And the 49ers are still god-awful.
Yeah,
but I want to
you're
remind
dead man
everybody.
walking once playoffs come.
Whatever. At least the playoffs come for my team. You're just waiting on the draft, and it's a long way away.
You get to play one more game than us, so congrats.
Yeah, it is a big deal. You would kill to go to the playoffs right now. You would kill not to have to watch your team suck every week.
Guess I can't argue with that.
Okay, so I win. All right, and then in the end, that's all.
I'll give it to you.
But, all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to remind everybody that we still have more shows this week. Brian will be back with me on the College Football Weekly Pick'em Show tomorrow with former Alabama offensive lineman Bill Searcy. Oz will be back with Brian for the CFL Weekly Pick'em Show with 4-time Grey Cup champion, former Philadelphia Eagle Robert Drummond. Make sure you check that out. You can check out the Moral Victory Podcast with Dexter Carter and Matt Andruscavage looking ahead to the 49ers drubbing at the hands of the Washington Redskins. Make sure you check out our Notre Dame Weekly Show with Josh Benjamin and former Notre Dame legend Buffalo Bill, L.A. Ram, Tony Hunter. Oz Davis will be with Joe Pritchard on the Rouge, White, and Blue also. Make sure you check that out. And we just posted Out of Left Field, our weekly baseball show with Graham and Chris. They do a great job on that show. So make sure you go download the app at iTunes for The Grilling Truth. Go to thegrillingtruth.net. Click on the mybookie.ag. Put in the NFL picks, 100% cash bonus. And then just listen to Oz every week. Pick the opposite way. You'll be a rich man when the season's over. I want to remind everybody that all of the shows can be heard on iHeartRadio, iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher. Anywhere you find sports podcasts, you'll find The Grilling Truth. So for Alex Golden, Brian Schmidt, Matt Andruscavage, Oz Davis, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.